My name is EDH Senpai. I'm going to try something new and different, at least for me. So, I've been playing a lot of cEDH, and I do a lot of tournaments, so I'm a grinder. I noticed that a lot of people are trying to get into cEDH, or they're in cEDH, and they just can't find the right deck. And I like to just reiterate to most people that the right deck makes 100% difference. Decks are like shoes. You know, if you have the wrong shoes on, they don't feel right, they make your feet hurt. Decks are the same way. Everybody has a play style. If it's like proactive, like turbo decks, mid-range decks with a lot of pivot, or like control decks or stacks decks, everybody has like an archetype they like to follow. You know, the Timmy, the Johnny, the Spike. Yeah. Until you find the deck that fits you perfectly, you'll always have like a little bit of a hiccup. Like, you may do very well on a deck, but maybe it doesn't fit your personality or playstyle. I think people have to like constantly keep look for decks and find them. It's important to understand how every deck that you play works and how your opponent's deck's going to work. But there's also the other side of the coin. People jump around on decks a lot, and they never truly master a deck that they were on, so they never really knew how to play it. Or at least not to play it the most efficient. There's a lot of players in the tournament scene that are like specialists or people that stay on a deck for a long period of time. And you know, like if you master Atali or Magda or Blue Farm, no matter if that deck's in favor or not, you'll always do very well. So I think the concept that I'm trying to get at is people need to find their deck. You know, I've been known to play Thrasios and Akiri or Grixis Pirates for a few years. We're on tEDH and Thrasios right now, which is more of a mid-range list, opposed to this mid-turbo turn 3. Do I think that tEDH Thras is like the deck for me? I don't know. I really like Thrasios. I've always have. I think it's a really okay draw engine, and there's a lot of toys that we've gotten in the last few sets. And then there's tEDH Dot, which is like the weirdest engine that people don't really threat assess, and he doesn't really do a ton, but he does make thralls, and he does draw you cards. Or down take them at 10, you steal everybody's commanders, which never happens. It's very unlikely. Do I think this deck fits me perfectly? No. I'm always looking for the next commander that will be the one for me. I always thought Pirates was it, but then after bans, Pirates became a problem. It didn't run the way I wanted it to run, so sad enough. But there's a play style, like a deck for every player, and I think until you find it, you're never gonna really have that click. Not saying that you have to jump around decks. I think you still should stay on a deck or two for a while and get at least like 50 games in, learn how to master that deck. Because there's people out there that play the same deck and they've been on it for years and still haven't mastered it. It takes a lot to master a deck, to memorize all the lines, to know what the next card you're going to draw probably could be. But those people, those specialists, those that have mastered their deck and taken it to another level and don't jump around, they're dangerous. If you see them in a tournament and he's on some weird Teferi, 6-mana Teferi, I wouldn't laugh and be like, wow, that's outdated. I'd be almost kind of scared, because anyone that does that, or Kess, or something that is from the past, if they're just really, really good at Magic. But I'm glad you could stop by. I'm going to try to do some kind of just talking. I wanted to get away from gameplay. I just wanted to like talking about cEDH, tournaments, the grinding life. You know, playing all the time. I play 2 tournaments every week. We just finished the Play to Win event. That was pretty cool. I didn't do the greatest. I dropped out on 4th round after it was apparent I couldn't get to top 16. A bunch of my friends, a bunch of local grinders that I'm in crews with, they got top 16. One of them got top 4. Like, 2 of them got top 4, actually. Sorry. It was a crazy night. We ended up spending almost 12 hours in a tournament. But, yeah, if anyone has any questions about, cEDH, tournament lifestyle, any questions about decks, put them in comments here, and I'll I'll answer them, or maybe I'll make a video. I'm going to try to come up with some kind of webinar thing. Something that gets people more into the starting out phase. Because I think it's really difficult to start in cEDH. And I think the average player should just grab a known top 16 deck like Kennen. Or something like that that's not particularly control. More of a mid-range list, or maybe even a proactive list. I could see people picking up something that's just super foot to the ground, pedal to the metal, try to win as their first deck. But no, definitely reach out. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to try to do something that's different than everyone else's gameplay videos. They get kind of tedious and boring, and I've slowly started to move towards tEDH over cEDH, and there's a massive difference I'm noticing. Massive, more than ever before in my mind. So, but thank you for checking us. We're affiliate of dweebmats.com. If you use EDH Senpai at checkout, you can get 5% off. Gold Sabertooth is an amazing artist. Wild's an amazing artist. And Vesper, the Perky Green Fairy, has an Etsy shop. She does sleeves and